Here we go. Welcome to Biscuit 10 RPG, everybody. We are here. We are back. We're doing things and stuff. Please stop moving your characters on the map, Jeff. You bastard. All right. Um, to go ahead and get things started off, I want to make an announcement. We will not have the Red Opera on the 24th of February. We do have at least one player that's going to be out, and I don't know where we're going to be at that time. However, an opportunity did present itself. I'm going to be participating in TTRPG Pickup Con on that date at 5:30 to probably 8:30 if the session goes that long. But signups for one of those four seats. There are four currently available. Signups begin tomorrow. Here is the link directly to it. If anybody feels the want or need to play in a game, the fun thing about this is it will be a first look in the open, in the wilds, as it were, for First Gate, the big book that Adam and I have been working on for the better part of 2 years. So not only are we finishing up the layout design and going through to make sure there's no glaring errors on that currently, we will be having one of the side quests that we designed specifically for it, and that's what I will be running on Friday the 24th. So if you're interested, hop on that link, save that website, and signups should go live tomorrow sometime, the 11th of February. Other than that, I just want to give a shout out to Storyteller's Forge with the Black Ballad. That's going to be coming out onto Backer Kit. March 7th is when they kick it off. So definitely check that out. It's a campaign designed for the party that doesn't listen. And as if you're a storyteller or a DM or any game runner of any kind, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So it is a cleric centric sort of deal. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I hope to see you all back it. There's going to be a special edition that once we get closer to that launch date that I will actually go into some more in-depth detail about, but I'm pretty excited. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the recap, which I'm pretty sure I wrote this time before. Yes, I did. I did do a recap. Fantastic. I believe, yes, session 8 was titled Sugar, We're Going Down Swinging in an earlier round while Dragons Watch. The party started things off by rushing two accursed guards whom seemed rather unconcerned with what they saw before them. A crash of thunder being one of the first things to go off, Augustine began the battle off with a bang and a murder. The party began trading blows with the two warlocks, finding that these two, not entirely overconfident guards, held their ground. A few solid hits later, Augustine and Riva found themselves in the clutches of the throes of telekinesis and pushed over the edge of the Scarlet Hearth. Quick thinking and a bit of extra, I put that in quotation marks, later, Riva found herself back on the roof and pursuing one of the guards while Augustine had polymorphed into an effing dragon. Yes, I wrote EFFING because this is a family channel. It's not. The party, having whittled one guard down, made it easy work for Augustine to chew him up in her massive jaws while Riva elected to grab the remaining warlock and jump off the edge of the building. Something that I've seen on Saturdays quite often. Didn't write that in here, just felt the need to call it out. Augustine rushed to aid her companion, who assured her the help was not needed. With that, Augustine gave her blessing, that's more quotations, to survive or die. Riva managed to break the grip of the warlock as they plummeted to their death below, and attempting to use Misty Step found her magic canceled out entirely. The warlock, seeing the end near, thanked his patron for the battle and dominated Riva and telepathically stated, "Enjoy the fall." I forgot a whole word in here. Riva and the accursed guard found themselves hurtling towards the ground and smashing into it with a sickening crunch and thud on the bridge below. So, with that, I need those of you on the roof that are looking over the edge, which I believe was all of you, to make a perception check.
Dirty 20.
All right.
14.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm a little slow. I had to look up adult Black Dragon stats. 28.
Okay.
Seriously.
I hear you.
It has a plus 11.
All right. Unya, what'd you get? You're muted.
Yeah. Remember, I wasn't at the edge. I backed
okay.
away from the dragon.
Yep. You were scared of the dragon. Okay, you didn't make one. All right. So everyone but Issa, as you're looking down, you see below you, in the massive amount of chaos that is happening in front of the Scarlet Hearth, you see that the Accursed Guard are trying to push back the onslaught of the Legionnaires as they're rushing the tower. However, one thing sticks out to you. You see Riva's body hit the ground with a sickening crack and then just lay there. Then all of a sudden you notice something odd. One of the Warlocks is kind of standing back and holds their hand out towards Riva's body. And Riva's body stands up. And at first you kind of get the hint, you get the understanding that, like, maybe this is like some sort of, like, there's no way that they just revived them. That doesn't make sense. Those of you that are in the arcane knowing, you understand that this could be some form of necromancy. However, something odd happens. Riva's body stands up, and you see the Warlock point towards the rushing Legionnaires. And you see Riva look over, draw her sword, turn, and stab the Accursed Guard, dropping it to the ground. Looks at the sword, throws it behind her, and walks into the crowd. Now, as this is all happening, Jean pops back into existence, right behind all of you.
Jean will look around. Who are you people? Where the hell am I? What is it? Can you explain what's happening? Just kind of pointing at everybody. Jean is deeply confused.
Well, where to start? Hi, I'm injured. That's a dragon. And some shit just went down. Welcome back.
Oh, so I was here before. Okay, and...
I think there may have been some miscommunication. My bad. Check your messages.
Oh, no. Today was a day. Oh, okay.
Jean is just confused in general. Jean is just confused. Like, we'll give it to him.
Jean disappears, comes back. He has no idea what's going on. You gotta give
John's
him a break.
coming back to a fight 15 minutes late with Starbucks and wondering how all of this went down.
And Jeff has had a time today. Yep. Don't mind me. I'm just kind of dumb.
So, as all of that begins, you're all starting to talk. those of you that this affects, the effect has now begun.
Isa's gonna look at the black dragon and just go, "Did you have to eat him?" I was really hoping I could loot a potion out of one of these.
I mean, if you insist, I could try to spit him up.
I mean, if you do, will he fight us again? Because I am not here for that.
Oh no, black dragons have acid. Well,
Oh, okay.
that
if
probably means that there's nothing to loot. So
yeah, I appreciate the effort, I guess.
I mean, to be
Ow.
fair, I had to make a point.
You've certainly done that.
Kind of
Are you
look
going
back
to? Are you?
at Unya and stare at Unya, like directly at Unya. I do believe I've made a point.
You gonna stay big, or are you gonna make it so we can get downstairs?
I suppose I should. And Augustine will like wave her hand and release the polymorph and morph back to herself.
All right. Fantastic.
Yay, I'm not giant on the board anymore. I logged into Roll20 and went, when did that happen? Oh yeah, I did that.
All right. With that, you all begin walking downstairs. Riva, you had a conversation that occurred. And as you walked out of that doorway, you heard words whispered into your head. As you walk out of the door, you think to yourself about your life and those you've left behind. And with that in mind, I'm going to read your letter home. It is noted this is written in Giant, which I personally don't speak, but I will do my best. Dear Mother, I have finally arrived at a city that I will be staying at for the foreseeable future, which means you can finally send me letters back. The town is called Warlocks Reach. I found a fighting hall there, and I have been taking the odd jobs that pay me well enough to let me travel to other places. Nearby is another city called Yonkath. I think I will visit there soon. I hope everyone in the village is doing well. I miss you all so much. The Shadelands are so varied and interesting. Each town is like a new world to explore. I wish you could all be here with me to see it all. You all must come to visit sometime. When you do, you could all watch my fights and see our fighting style in action. The people here use many different weapons and styles of fighting. Apparently, it's common here to make a deal with someone more powerful than you in order to gain magic abilities. I can't imagine why you would want to make that kind of deal, but I guess it's just not for me. Now that I have somewhere that you can send letters to, I'm excited to hear what you all have been up to. I know Brother was trying to learn to play new instruments. I hope his playing has not hurt your ears too bad. I am only kidding, of course. He was always a talented musician. Just don't tell him I said that. I know I will enjoy my stay here, but think I will have to visit home eventually. I can't stay away from the mountains long. What I've missed most is your cooking, so when I do come back, you better have a feast prepared. Love, Riva. And a moment of silence. As that letter burns, everyone has their effect take hold immediately. Riva, you step out of the doorway into the scarlet hearth and find yourself face to face with Fate, who looks at you and goes, Huh. I didn't know you'd find a way in like that, but okay. I
Uh,
guess welcome?
yes, it is. You Fate, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just making sure. You remember me?
Yes, how could I forget?
Uh, don't worry about it. My friends are up above this level. It is some stuff happened. I fell. Now I'm here. Long story short, I'm fine. They're fine. Some of them are dragons. It is. Uh, I'm not sure what is. I'm not the planner, so I guess I don't know where we're heading next. It is.
I believe we're just waiting for them to come down and meet us. We're in the Grand Hall right now, so this is where our next step begins.
Right. Um, hmm. You know about the tiefling man with the mask? Is it someone you know?
Majin?
Yes, that one.
Yes, I know of him. Know of them, rather.
All right. Um, what do you know about them? If
As you're beginning this conversation, the rest of the party walks down the stairs and enters. And I've brought you all to the map. So you all came down varying stairs. There were two ways down. I just threw you on randomly on the map, so that's where you'll pop up.
there they are. See, both these are coming down. There's
Oh, like I'm glad you all made it. Any troubles?
Yeah, couple, you wouldn't happen to have a healing potion on you, would you? I feel like something's leaking.
Um,
And not in like the fun way.
yeah, no problem. She actually walks over to you and she places, do you mind?
Shoot, go for it.
She places her hand over the wound and heals you 10 hit points.
Ugh, perfect, thank you.
Of course.
Appreciate you.
Did you all have any trouble getting in?
A little bit. Not uh, nothing terrible, but
Okay.
there
Only
were two
two.
warlocks up there, and one fell off the roof, and the other one got eaten.
How does that work
Awesome.
for you, anyways?
I will probably find out later.
Fair enough. I'm pulling out my tankard.
Why are you already drinking again?
She turned into a fucking dragon.
I did. Yes. And I can do it again.
That was
I
some very intense eye contact on the roof. And I'm chugging the contents.
It's gonna take so long.
I mean, to
Okay.
be fair, the last time that I told you do not make me angry, you did not take me seriously. So hopefully now you see that you should take me seriously.
okay.
I'll think about it.
Anyway, so I guess we can go ahead and get started.
Who is that?
Who?
uh,
The,
buddy.
the woman with you. Who is that?
What do you mean, who's that? Like, it's our friend Riva? You don't. Like, they just fell off the roof? You don't.
How do you know
What
that?
happened in the last couple minutes? How do you not
How
know
do
that?
you know what happened in the last couple of minutes? Where the hell were
Well,
you?
you're not there.
That
How
was
do
like
you
the
know
last
that I
thing
fell
I.
off the roof?
That was the first thing I saw.
Oh,
I
that's kind of
saw a
embarrassing.
wizard fall off the roof.
There was a warlock that went off
There's
the
a
edge.
warlock,
Yeah,
and I
but
grabbed
Warlock
him.
wizard.
frankly. I don't like
I-
you saying he fell off. It kind of makes it sound like I did nothing. But
I don't know who you were, but you didn't do anything. The warlock fell off the edge of the roof.
God, that warlock was a dick too. Ow.
Both of them were dicks. But so just
I mean,
extra...
fair, but you ate one. That one didn't stab me.
Mm.
so, my name, for those who do not remember, is Riva, and it is honor to meet you again, as it would. I kind of hold out my hand for someone to shake it. As I will be, as John will remember, accompanying you down the tower to do the mission.
Augustine will shake her hand, kind of still looks confused, but you know what? I'm not going to turn down additional help.
What do you mean again?
Can
Uh,
Issa just insight Fate and see if she's like fine with this? Because like she's the one who I would be concerned about this not being fine with.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll insight.
Cool. 23?
She seems confused that you. She seems put off, as you all seem to not remember.
Okay.
But she's like
But
kind of just
she's
reserved. She seems to know Riva.
okay. She's at least comfortable with this person. Okay. That's the extent of my concern at this exact moment.
oh yes, Augustine.
Alright.
Majin said he would meet you soon. He got your letter. Said you'll be meeting with him soon. Just told me to send the message
how-
along.
Do you know that I sent Majin a letter?
Well, he told me. So
Augustine doesn't like that. She does not like that. Like, I don't fucking know who you are, and you know about a letter I didn't tell anyone about.
I mean, I suppose it's none of my business on why you're sending him letters, but yeah, he's going to meet with you soon. As for, I think I'm gonna wait for everyone to kind of figure out what they're gonna do. If I can pull Fate to the side for a second, is that possible?
Yeah, you can pull her to the side.
Cool.
Um,
Issa's gonna sit down for a second and lay on hands a couple of extra hit points.
Okay.
Can
So,
I try to
That warlock
subtly
beat her
eavesdrop?
ass.
Hang on. Yes. What was that, Augustine?
Can I try to subtly eavesdrop?
You can try. If you want to get close enough to be able to hear what I presume will be a quiet conversation, you will need to roll stealth.
It's one of my strengths. So
And
let's
Riva,
see.
since you specifically stated you're trying to pull Fate aside, I will let you roll contested for
27.
perception.
Perception. All right. I rolled really low. That's like a 12. Or sorry, yeah, perception 12.
Okay. All right. Augustine will be able to hear this conversation without anyone in the conversation being aware. So go ahead.
All right. I pull her aside and I say, Fate, I know, probably a bit confusing, I guess, but when we were up there, there was a guy. He really pissed me off, frankly. Made me do some things I didn't like, and I grabbed him, and then we both jumped off the tower. Then he used magic on me. I couldn't move. We both died, right? I'm back because the Majin, they brought me back. I guess. I'm not sure. We had a conversation. He's like, you died. I'm gonna bring you back. price is already paid. I can see what the price is now, but I really need to like what do you know about him? Is he a
About
patron?
them?
Them, yes.
Um, I has been a confidant of Dorian for quite some time. I mean, quite frankly, since the beginning. Um, it's not unheard of that maybe in that time Majin's gained some sort of power to affect death. I I don't know. Um, maybe they saved you right before you died, and there was a price with another entity. I'm not sure.
Hmm. Okay. This is always wondering. I don't know much about why I'm back. I just know I should be dead. So uh
Okay.
I guess I'll try to figure out more later. But thank you for indulging me.
Of course. I'll inquire and see if I can find out anything. All right. Well, anyway, um, I guess we should probably get started as the fighting is intensifying out there, and I don't know how much time we have. So, she's about to explain a few things to you all, which we'll go into in just a second. But just to kind of set the scene for you, you're in this very large round room that has 6 doors. Each one of the doors has a corresponding symbol on it. One has a picture of a stag. One has a picture of a dragon. One has a picture of a squid. One is a serpent. One is a praying mantis. I think that was all 6 of them. So yes, there's a praying mantis, serpent, squid, dragon, stag. Is that 6? The hell am I missing? 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there is one more. Okay. And the last one is a picture of a tortoise. The room is lit by lanterns and everything along those lines, just along the edges. Ever burning torches. They don't provide any heat, but the place is still moderately warm regardless, especially for being in a place so far north as the Shadelands. Um, each one of the doors has in front of it a couple bowls, and then on either side of those bowls is one of the ever burning torches. Fate gestures for you all to come to her so she can explain what's needing to go on. And she says, okay, so this plan requires us to somehow barter with the patrons to at least temporarily uh, remove their power from Dorian's accursed guard, um, which may mean making deals, pacts, favors, etc., in order to make this happen. I warn you all, the patrons that are here are very, very cunning. So just bear that in mind. Don't just agree to anything up front. I will try to help in any way I can, but ultimately I cannot affect your choice. It is your choice what you choose to do in order to make this happen. I myself cannot. Um, I can only intercede to try to make sure that you get a fair deal, at least as fair as one can hope to get from a patron. To give you a little of information, the stag door here is the door to the Archfey. The dragon door leads to the fiend, the squid, the lurker of the deep, basically the one who kind of plays around in the rush. The serpent door is connected to the old ones. The mantis door, the hexblade patron. And the tortoise door is the undying. So I don't know how much time we have. I guess the sooner we pick and go through and try to do these things, the better. Is there a door you'd all like to start with?
Well,
Is there one that's
frick.
more willing to listen? in your experience?
In my experience, the only ones that will be willing to listen are the ones that you'll offer a pact outright to, and whatever that entails.
I don't think you brought enough people for the doors. All right.
Well, I will tell you, I already owe a significant favor to the Lurker of the Deep. So, if you want to play a game of chance, that's a good option there. Uh, Seemed really fond of just kind of playing games. I rolled poorly, so hopefully we do better next time.
Well, admittedly, if you already owe a favor to Zanurka,
Oh yes, that will be upgraded significantly if I go in there. That'll be fun.
what about Archfey? I think that Archfey could be not the easiest to navigate, but the easiest to converse with.
Perhaps. It is your choice, ultimately.
Now, just to clarify, out of character, are we each choosing one, or are we all collectively choosing one together?
So that is ultimately your all's choice. You can try to go into separate ones. Fate will tell you that since these are doors tied to specific patrons, she herself would need to be there in order to make sure that the conduit stays open. Otherwise, she just kind of shows you. She opens one of the random doors and just points inside, and all you see is an empty brick room.
Well, we can stand here and we can debate, or one of us can take a chance. I'm
And
willing to be the one to take a chance, so
And to add to that, just so you're all aware, the one rule that is in effect with this particular campaign is you can take on more than one pact. So bear that in mind.
if everyone else is all right with it, I can at least start us off by attempting to speak with the Archfey.
I'm okay with it.
I have no opposition to this.
As good a chance as
Proceed.
we've got anywhere else.
Okay. Fate leads you over to the stag covered door. She opens the doorway and says, "Please follow me." As you all walk in and she shuts the door, in a blink of an eye, you are transported. You all find yourself suddenly outside in the middle of a beautiful autumn forest. A trick of the mind is easy to spot, but it's real to you nonetheless. No, basically having knowledge that this is an illusion, which you can all easily spot, is really in the true but useless category of arcane trivia. Um, Before you stretches a long table laden with a rich feast. 4 Fae stand at the other end of the table. Um, there's a satyr, a nereid, a pixie, and a dryad. They sit at the table and invite you all to eat just one item. Each one says, if you wish, take an item. Um, they do each, they will each, Fate walks over in front of you all and says, just so you're aware, you can pick one of the Archfey. You don't need to appease them all for what we're going to ask. But I'm familiar with this group. They work in riddles, so keep that in mind. Whichever one you pick, that will be the riddle you have to answer.
Do these 4 Fae look to be like there's one for each season?
Basically, yeah. I mean, more or less, they've kind of got colorings of all the seasons.
Hmm.
Winter being a deep purple, which is the satyr. The fur is actually a dark purple, mixed with black. The Nereid, which off the top of my head I don't remember, I'm going to go ahead and just say that one's got bright sunny colors. The Pixie is a kind of white and like light blue, symbolizing fall. And the Dryad is spring. Very rich, luscious green colors.
Hmm. Can I insight them to see if any one of them seems more particularly interested in our group?
You don't even need to insight it. They are all staring directly at your group.
Oh, that's not unsettling at all.
Are
They're all
is it a
just kind of.
friendly look or is it a prey look?
Is there a difference with Faye?
Yes.
For the Fae, no.
There's friend-shaped and there's food-shaped looks. It's
None of
subtle,
them.
but there's an important difference.
None of them are looking at you like you're good enough to eat, if that's what you're asking. But they are all looking at you with a somewhat predatory glare in their eye.
Cool.
This is not Hansel and Gretel, everyone. You're fine.
I'll be frank. I'm not very good with riddles, so if someone else wants to take this one on, I would be happy to back out.
I'll approach the is it a Naiad? The summer one.
Just a quick question, because I don't remember off the top of my head. Do any of you have a patron of the Archfey? Wonderful.
Which one my patron is?
And
I mean, specifically, like, it doesn't matter which Archfey, just Archfey as your patron. If you could double check that for me, Etha. Looks through book.
Listen, it's easier than pulling out the group thing.
If it's not specifically Archfey as your patron and it's like the mirror one, then you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
It
yeah.
is.
No, you don't have to worry about it. No, that would just mean that they would have greeted you and you would have found hospitality and the ability to enjoy fine wine. Unfortunately, none of you get that luxury because you're all
sorry,
worshiping the
is there
wrong
wine on
patron.
the table?
No wine for me.
I have plenty of fine wine, thank you very much.
Don't give him any wine. That's
He's just sitting in the back drinking.
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I want him to go up just to see what happens.
You
Can we
want
play
me to
chicken
decide?
with him with one of the others, please?
Fate just looks at you all and says, "It doesn't matter which one of you. You can all decide after the fact, but I feel like one of you should ask the question. Maybe pick one,
August,
and we can go from there."
So what's the
Augustine wants
question?
to ask them to take the power away from the accursed guard. Augustine wants to approach someone that seems to have the summer coloring. I believe you said Naiad. I could be
Mhm.
remembering wrong though.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Nereid.
So Augustine will approach the Nereid, do a nice little curtsy, proper curtsy as like kind of a respectful greeting. We were looking for a bit of help. Simply you pulling the power away from the accursed gods that follow you for an evening.
All right. And you're a summer or a yes, you're a summer cloud.
Summer. Mm-hmm.
Child of summer. I offer you two choices. I can do that which you wish. However, there is a price to be paid. You can either form a pact, which will guarantee I pull my support from them for a set amount of time, or you can answer my riddle by partaking of one item from this table as your answer. You
I
will
hate that this is probably gonna go badly, but I'm gonna roll something for myself really quick.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Roll for chaos. Got it.
It's a riddle.
Very well. Alive without breath, as cold as death, never thirsty, ever drinking, all all in male, never clinking.
One more time, because I do better when I can read it. Can you say that one more time?
Yep. So just to confirm that there are different meats, fruits, and vegetables, loaves of bread, and spices and everything all over the table. Uh, there's also delicious sweets piled on top of each other at the far end: ginger cookies, chocolate cake, peach cobbler, and frosted pastries. Basically, any food you can think of. Um, alive without breath, as cold as death, never thirsty, ever drinking, all in male, never clinking.
Jean is going to politely do a throat clearing noise telepathically to Augustine and say, if you need help, just let me know.
Can I have you set a DC for an intelligence check to see if Augustine could figure it out? Because I specifically know the answer to this riddle. I know it, but I don't like, so give me like an intelligence check. Like set a DC, because
Based on your patron and your knowledge, and kind of being told to stay away from Fae in general, just for safety and health reasons, I will let you roll an intelligence check at disadvantage because you were not
okay.
told much in the way of their riddles or anything because you were told to avoid them.
So I rolled 217, so that's an 18.
Okay. Go ahead and hazard your guess.
There are fish on the table. There's like fish on the table, correct?
There are fish. Filleted fish, specifically.
Augustine's going to turn, but as she turns, that telepathic bond with Jean is still there, right?
Unless he reenacted it, no, because he was in a different realm.
He just did. Well,
Okay,
he spoke to me telepathically, so I didn't know if that like
then
does it or
I will assume
It's
that was
okay.
reenacting it.
As Augustine turns and seems to be taking time to kind of study the table and think it over, she just mentally sends over to him. Is it fish? I think it's fish, but I don't want to make the wrong decision here.
Jean sends back a mental image of a wood carving of a thumbs up.
Augustine's gonna go. Do I have to remind me? Did they say I had to eat the thing or just pick it?
You have to eat it.
Okay. Augustine is going to pick one of the fish, and
As you
I
touch
think
the
I like it
fish,
little.
the Nereid kind of smirks.
Can I insight that smirk?
Yeah,
You're making me second guess everything. Come on, baby. This is what you're good at. That was not a very good roll, so that's a 21.
you're not quite sure what to make of it. Could be
Mm.
pleased, could be taunting. You're not quite sure. There is definitely a hidden motive behind it, but you're not sure what it is.
No, screw it. Yep. We're gonna take a bite of the fish.
As your teeth sink into the fish, the Nereid goes, very well chosen. We will give you time to sort this out on your own and we will make them come back to the table to us in order to regain their powers.
It is much appreciated.
All right. As they say that, Fate goes, "Whew, okay." And she kind of you see she was kind of concentrating on something, and then as she kind of snaps out of it, the room turns back into a basically walled room with bricks, and the forest is no more. The table is gone, as are the archfey, and you find yourselves out in the middle of the Scarlet Hearth once more.
I do not like how they look at me. It's feels like they're either going to kill me or make me do a pact, and I don't like. To be frank with you, here, I not know what the answer to that riddle was the entire time. So, it's good that you went instead of me, because I would have gotten it wrong for sure. But, where do we want to go next, I suppose, is the question, huh? I feel like being's a bad idea.
I feel like Hexblade might be helpful. If nothing else, they sound like they'd be somebody willing to trade something for a fight, and we have a few fighters.
How much is generally known about the Hexblade Pact?
In the
do
world,
we know it's primarily the weapons-based ones?
I mean, unless you've dealt with a Hexblade personally, you can assume as such, with the phrase blade in the name of the patron. It could be very much a stereotypical thought process, but you did all notice that there was in fact a Hexblade patron on the roof. And you can assume that those two warlocks were Hexblade warriors. However, they didn't really use weapons.
I don't know if we should speak with the Hexblade.
I don't know, fight
Maybe
could be
we
fun.
skip that one.
Sure.
I must stagger over to the turtle.
Could fight someone.
You stagger over to the
I'm
turtle.
hunting the
Rebuild
drunk
that.
one.
Okay.
They said he's undying. It sounds like a good idea.
You wish to talk to that one?
I can open the way if you so choose, says Fate.
Can I ask Fate, in your dealings with them, which of the ones that we still have to convince are the most, how do I put this? The most willing to help us just to piss the Hexblades off?
I honestly couldn't tell
Cannot
you. It
I can't
depends on
pretend that there's
whatever.
no backbiting in the patrons.
I
So
I would assume that the patrons have their own goals and there's backstabbing of all sorts everywhere. So you could try that angle, but I don't know of any in here specifically that have a current beef with the Hexblade.
Jam would have been
I
helpful.
also do not know if that would be like internal animosity. I don't know if that would be enough for them to take power from their own followers, because that just makes their followers seem weaker, as they are known to be followers of those patrons.
I can tell you all that just because we weaken them by taking certain powers, a large majority of the Accursed Guard have made multiple pacts.
Like I had multiple patrons and none of them revived them? I guess I was weak. I don't know. I honestly, we could, if you want to check out Undying, I think maybe we can just pop in there, see what they would want to.
The
You
worst
know.
case scenario, you don't make a deal and we move on.
Exactly. I think we just check it out. Nothing. We go try a different patron. That's it.
The patrons are pretty well behaved as long as there is someone there to speak on your behalf, which is what I'm here for.
I vote for the Undying. It's a turtle. Turtles are known to be wise creatures.
All right. She says, very well. And she opens the door, walks in, closes the door behind you. And as the door closes, the chamber transforms into a dank, moldy stone hall. Banners, torn and yellowed, drape the cold walls. And a simple throne of gray stone rises before you all. There is a figure seated in the throne. In the shadows, you kind of make it out. It appears to be a green dragonborn. Male, however, older than what seems possible. His scaly skin, which was once might have been a vibrant emerald, now appears to be ashen green. His facial features are pinched and sunken. A few wisps of white hairs dangle from his chin. His purple robes, once quite fine, now appear dusty and faded. What stands out most, however, are his eyes. The irises are a bright, luminescent shade of violet. Fate nods towards the dragonborn, turns to you all and says, "This is Ultan, the Eternal." He slightly nods towards you all, and in a pain rasp says, "Welcome, seekers of infinity. I can give you what you desire." What is it that you desire?
We want you to pull your power from the Hexblade Warlocks down there, or the Cursed Guard, I should call them.
You wish me to pull my power from those who have made a pact with me?
Yes.
Hmm.
This for a day, I think. Not evening, really.
Well, you can always offer a pact. I give you my power, and I revoke mine for a time from the accursed guard.
Something we could do other than a pact that would make you revoke your power, or
Yes. Perhaps we can make an arrangement. Are any of you willing to give me time?
I am not sacrificing the week I have. Ugh.
Ultun holds out his tarnished, scaly hand and says, "You need only touch my hand. The time will be taken."
how long? How much, I suppose?
A mere 20 years.
Oh, no thanks. I'm good.
20 years? Does it come from now or come from the end?
Doesn't answer, just holds his hand out.
Okay, can you at least tell me, is this going to affect the time frame to give an answer to another patron?
No, this will not affect you and Megoro's deal.
I go up and touch the hand.
You reach out and touch Ultun's hand. And you begin to age rapidly by 20 years. Your physical age has increased. You gain a few crow's feet, wrinkles, etc. I know that you are a Loxodon, so you gain a few more wrinkles, I guess.
guess this means I'm the senior now.
As the time and life is drained from you, Utun's visage begins to improve. He looks a little bit younger and healthier, and some of the color begins to return to his skin. So the consequences of accepting this, your character instantly ages 20 years. Hair gets some gray streaks. The face gets an extra wrinkle or two. The player must reduce either their strength and or dexterity ability score by a combined total of 3, and may increase either their wisdom and or intelligence score by a combined total of 3 to a maximum of 22.
Okay.
This ability score increases permanent. There are no additional accidental consequences of the transaction. You also receive Undying Nature. You can now hold
You
your
said
breath indefinitely and do not require food, water, or sleep.
Oh, great. More time for him to drink.
yeah. You said my
Also,
wisdom
can
and
I just say
intelligence?
from your wording, the first thing I thought of was a new hand has touched the beacon.
You said wisdom and intelligence increased by 3, right? Or
By
total.
a combined total of 3, yes. Wisdom and or intelligence.
Well, you said 22 is the max, so
Yep.
I had to put 1 point in intelligence.
It's about time.
That doesn't mean I'm going to make good decisions. Just I know they're bad ones.
So yeah, as I said, you have Undying Nature. You can now hold your breath indefinitely. You do not require food, water, or sleep. Although the benefits and requirements of a short and long rest still apply.
Excuse me. Okay. So I don't require food, drink, or sleep,
Nope.
but I
Not-
can go into meditation still.
Yeah.
Because that's what I need for my stuff is meditating.
Yeah, I mean it's all kind of how you do it. Meditation doesn't require you to actually be sleeping, so.
Right.
And as Utun stands a little bit healthier, says, "Very well." And you notice the voice is a little bit less raspy, and he goes, "Yes, I will give you the time you seek." Turns and bows at Fate and says, "Thank you again, Shield Maiden." Fate stops concentrating, and the room turns back into 4 stone walls. And Fate opens the door.
Excuse me.
All right, that's 2. How many of these did we need to do in total?
As many as we can before the guards break in.
Okay.
Inevitably,
Well,
they'll be pushed back and we'll be on the other side.
what do we have left? Fiend.
The Lurker, the Fiend, the Old Ones, and the Hexblade.
I'm interested in the Hexblade, personally, but yeah. Any of them I suppose are fine, as long as we get the deal.
If you wish to speak with the Hexblades, then we go to the Hexblade next.
Yeah,
I just
that-
think that the Hexblade may not be terribly fond of us after what's happened on the roof.
I don't know if the Hexblade's
In our
going to be like
defense, they did
attached
start it.
to the 2 guards. I don't think these patrons seem like they these people are just pawns, really, not like I don't think us killing them is going to tilt the patrons' favor in one way or the other.
Yes, well, they offer power. And they do expect something out of you. Just wish mine would answer me. Anyway, have you made a decision?
Hexblades it is.
Very well. She walks over and opens the mantis door. lets you all inside, shuts it behind you. As you enter, you find yourselves in what looks like a sparring ring in the middle of the floor. A half-elf woman stands in the center of the ring. She is clad in black leather armor and wields two long, curved blades. She introduces herself to you all as Lethka. She looks at you all and says, "Hello and welcome. I'm the Hexblade Guardian. How may I help you?" Oh, we lost somebody. All right, Jeff, way to go. Welcome back.
Purpose.
Dang it, Jeff.
All right.
John's
This
just
keeps
blipping out
happening.
of existence again.
I don't know what happened.
So, yes, you all find yourself standing there. Lethka has introduced herself as the Hexblade Guardian. Asks what she can do to help you.
We would like if you would take your power from your patrons, or sorry, your warlocks, the god specifically for the evening, if possible.
Hmm. Well, how about a little dance then?
Oh, now we're talking. All right.
If you can all beat me in combat, my patron will do as you ask.
You said dance.
All of us?
All of you.
Hmm. How are you guys feeling about fighting this woman?
I don't like
One
that.
on one, or all of us against you?
All of you against me.
Now, see, I find that concerning.
You should.
As you should.
Look,
So I'm gonna break character just for a second. I'm so happy that you all said that, because that's the exact same thing the last people that went through this said.
We are nothing if not consistent.
Find this concerning. Anyway, continue.
Oh, if you fight me, I don't like that.
I may have had some drink,
Don't like
but
that, no,
I'm
sir.
pretty sure a patron has more advantages than we did.
I'm not the patron.
He
I'm
is the
Guardian.
guardian.
I merely speak for the patron.
That in of itself puts you in place of the patron.
Fair.
Not doing it. So, no.
Uh,
He's drunk. His logic has many twists and turns.
You don't all have to fight.
Listen. I really want to fight this woman. I don't. At this point, I don't even care if I win. It seems like a real challenge.
What happens if we lose?
You don't get what you asked for. Unless you make a pact. However, the
Mm.
deal is this. Whoever challenges me, if you don't win, if you want to survive, you have to make the pact.
Hmm.
If you want to survive, of course.
I don't know.
When you think about it, it's 5-on-1, so like, you know,
Yeah, but
odds are on our side. I was just saying.
Turns into a dragon.
I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, like, how much.
I am not turning into a dragon again.
Well,
And
that's a
I
blessing.
am not sure how much concern we should have regarding a patron who's sending out their champion instead of
It's no
talking to us
fun.
directly.
Well, it is a warrior's patron, so it would make sense to fight the
All right. Well, how about we go do the other ones, and then we come back once we've figured out what fighting wise you want to do.
Is that an
I'm
option?
trying to think about it. I assume so. Yes, we can. Can we come back and
Up to
challenge
you.
you?
I mean,
Fate
one
looks
of
at
my
you all and says
concerns
it's
with
your
this
choice, but it's time.
a battle will take time. I don't think we have the time to spare for that.
Oh, guess you're right. I just want to look her in the eyes, and be like, "I'm going to fight you one day. If it has to me coming back here, I'll do it." We
Lethka
got to gotta do
turns
this quick.
directly to
So,
you and smiles and says, "Very well. I look forward to it."
oh, all right, we got to go.
Oh, this is getting too good. I gotta leave now. This is, whoo, tingles. Fate drops the connection and opens the door. All right. I guess you know the stakes for that door, should you choose to accept it. As you're all walking out of the door, you hear the battle outside getting closer. It's intensifying. Um, there are now louder explosions, uh, probably about halfway across the bridge.
Can we tell from the sounds which side sounds like they're winning, or is it just noise?
It is just noise. You just know where most of it's happening currently, which is in the middle of the bridge. Middle of the bridge that leads from Patron's Pass to the Scarlet Hearth.
I say we look to the lurker next.
Jean has been staring at the sign over the lurker's door.
The squid.
Just gives a big high, just a big sigh, and just. All right, let's get this over with.
You can sit
There
this one out if
might-
you
Yeah,
need
you
to.
can. If you
There
want to
might
sit
be a
out
chance
there-
I can get out of this one if they want to play another game of chance. So
Okay.
yeah, let's just see what happens.
Okay. Very well. She walks over, opens the door, and gestures you all inside. Closes the door behind you, and as the door closes, you abruptly find yourself standing in murky, waist-deep water. There are ripples as something large approaches before being revealed as an enormous catfish. Kind of pokes its head out of the water and says, "Oh, hi. Welcome. Oh, it's you again."
Hello, it is pleasant to see you again.
Oh, back for another game?
Yeah, a game if you'll have us.
Oh, I'm always down to play a game. What brings you all here? It's not very often that I don't find someone who accidentally fell into the river.
We're here to ask you to temporarily remove your gifts from the accursed guard. Just for the evening.
Okay. We can do that. Ah, there's always the pact. Anybody interested? Little floppy fins, just got like a whiskers, like it's. You know how like people would do the whole like eyebrow, like that thing, but it's the whiskers doing it. The catfish whiskers.
Why do I imagine him in a top hat? I don't know why,
Yeah,
but I'm
little
just
top hat,
picturing a
monocle,
catfish in a
yeah.
top hat.
Yeah,
I've
I'm right
literally
there with
been
you.
imagining this as a Whiscash from Pokemon with like a monocle and a top hat.
Yep, we're all on the
What?
same
Very
page.
fancy,
It's
man.
good.
If I ever
Okay.
heard one.
We have one brain cell. We have just one.
Oh, an orange cat. Perfect.
Augustine actually wants to say in deep speech, which she does speak. Are there other options outside of the pact?
The fish turns and looks at you and goes, in deep speech, yes. 'Tis but a game. A fairly simple game. But for a price this hefty, the game will be... Interesting.
With all due respect, how long would this game take?
Oh, not very long. Maybe a couple minutes at most. I mean, if you want, you can spice things up. I can make it so no time passes while you're in my realm.
What will that cost us?
Oh, this is all in deep speech, buddy.
Ah, frick, I thought, okay. Well,
You guys would see Augustine kind of squint just a little bit. And what would the cost of that be?
Oh, just a trifle favor. Or, of course, a pact, in which case this would solve the entire thing, but that's fine.
Has anyone
about-
ever wanted to scratch you under your whiskers? Like, has that ever been an urge for somebody coming in here? Because it's all I can think of, and I am profoundly sorry.
No one said it out loud, but maybe.
Is that something you're willing to give a try, or is that just going to be an idle curiosity for all of us?
I think it's going to remain an idle curiosity unless I get something in return.
Fair enough. I mean, scritches are lovely, though.
Make a pact
You
with the
are getting
giant
something in
fish
return by
to
default.
get scratches under the chin.
Sorry, that's just been in my brain since we got in here. Please continue.
Augustine in deep speech still because she doesn't actually want anyone to know that she's doing this.
Okay.
So, what if I offered you an average favor? And if one of us wins this game, no time passes, and Jean's debt is cleared. In addition to, of course, what we have requested. If I offer an average favor.
Ooh. How about this? I'll do that.
Mhm.
But if you lose, I'll go one better. Jean will have his debt cleared. For it will be transferred to you.
The nicest thing Augustine's ever done, and y'all don't know that she's doing it. Very well, but I will not be the one playing your game. It will be one of them.
Okay.
Augustine just turns to the rest of the group. We'll play a game for it.
Is
okay.
it a game of chance, or is it a board game, Monopoly, or what
I
are we
mean,
talking about?
every patron's a monopoly.
All right. So, the Patrons game works as follows. Dozens of small creatures will appear in the air and drop into the water. There are two kinds, bright golden fish and large crustaceans that look like black four-clawed lobsters. A fishing pole materializes in each of your hands.
Oh,
Fishing mini game, let's go.
Wow.
All the best games have fishing mini games in them. You guys don't even know.
No.
There is the rules to this is pretty simple.
Already laughing. That is concerning, but here we are.
I just need to confirm one bit of P. Okay. All right. It's only going to take one round. So, all of you get one shot.
Okay. How does it work?
So, I'm not going to worry about initiative. I'm just going to go from on my screen right here from the Discord thing, starting with Riva. You will roll a dexterity ability check. In this case, we're going to go ahead and do athletics.
That one's strength.
Yep. So,
I'm fine with that as well, but
that is, you'll all get to make one check.
okay. So It's acrobatics or athletics?
It will be athletics for
Okay,
everyone.
for everyone.
Mhm.
I'm going first.
Yep.
All right. I got plus 12 for this. All right. Don't fail me now. That's 12, so 24.
Okay. You cast your line in, and you get a bite. You pull it back, and you have caught yourself a golden fish. Next up is Riva. Or not Riva, Unya.
And it's the same. It's athletics for everybody.
Yes.
14.
14. You cast your line in, and you pull out a lobster. And does a 15 hit you?
No.
All right. It tries to claw at you, and then it misses. You kind of knock it out of the way with your hand. You block it, and it jumps back into the water.
Don't
Issa.
catch the pincher.
I thought grandpas were supposed to be good at fishing.
I'm not grandpa.
Got it.
Got him.
All right.
I'm going to give you an inspiration
Made
for
me
that, by the way.
choke.
Aw, thanks. $17?
17. You toss your line in. Seem to wait for what seems like an eternity. You catch nothing.
Mm.
Augustine, the reluctant participant.
See, Augustine didn't want to do this. You know. A 19 because I have a +0.
And you also, unfortunately, catch nothing. Jean.
$11.
As you pull back, another crustacean comes out and tries to swipe at you. Does a 21 hit?
It sure do.
All right. You take 2 piercing damage before it scuttles back into the water.
Okay.
And as that comes to an end, 1 round is done. And your fishing rods disappear. And the lurker comes up from seemingly kind of behind you, swirls back around in front, and goes, "Oh, you didn't catch enough golden fish."
I got one. Because I'm the only
Yes.
good fisher here.
The rules were simple. Catch more golden fish, then get attacked. Unfortunately, you got attacked twice. So that means I'm not going to do anything for you unless you make a pact. And in deep speech, looks at you and says, "Your deal is completed. Now you owe me what? 1 major and 1 average. Very well. So is anybody going to make a deal, or are we done here?"
Those are fiends and old one. So doubtful that the old is gonna do anything. Um,
Would Jean notice whenever the deal was completed that his favor had been traded? Would he be aware of that?
Yes. So the innate inherent magic of the Shadelands itself, you do realize when you are no longer beholden by a favor. You're not sure where it went, but it is gone. It is no longer connected to
Okay.
you.
Would be making a pact with one of these. Would it be like just giving him a major favor, or would it be something else? Like,
It would legitimately be a pack, and depending on the pact you make, you may get something of temporary nature. Maybe you'll get some extra power, all sorts of things like that. But it depends on the patron you make a pact with, and if you already have a pact.
okay. I think I'll withhold from making any deals for now. Then.
Jean, when he realizes that his debt of favor has disappeared, will call out, "Noble lurker, my favor owed to you is gone. What happened to it? How did it get traded?"
The debt was paid.
But we failed, and now my debt is gone. That doesn't sit right unless someone here did something
Well,
without my knowledge.
let's see here. If you really want to know, I can sweeten the pot by giving you that information as well as taking care of the
This
pesky
again.
accursed guard.
It doesn't feel
Is it
right for my
possible-
debt to go to someone else when we failed.
What's Yeah, that sounds like a personal problem. The debt will still be paid to me in full. But if you really want to know why and how, you know what to do. Just flipping its little fins suggestively.
If I see
Oh,
those
stop.
whiskers twitch again, I'm gonna lose it.
I don't know if the whiskers just fool you, John. We have 2 more patrons we can look at before we have to make any deals.
Jean
So-
is going to mentally
I mean, quite-
get the attention of
Quite clearly, we
Augustine
can come back.
one more time. Did you do something that you maybe shouldn't have?
No.
I need you
No.
to roll deception.
Technically, that's not deception. She doesn't think that she shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
He's not deceiving.
That's
Okay, fair enough.
fair point.
The wording was a little janky. I'll give you that. All right.
Yeah, I left that door wide
I can
open.
roll
Okay.
persuasion if you want me to.
That, yes, roll persuasion. Because you
Okay.
do know that he
That
deems
feels
that
like
it's wrong.
crap.
He does deem that it's wrong, so
So you will roll insight versus her persuasion.
Okey-dokey.
okay. Without rolling, I'm gonna tell you right now
That you're
I
getting at least a
cannot
20,
get-
yeah.
No, I'm getting at least a 27.
Oh, okay.
I have a plus 17
All right.
to persuasion, and I have a thing that makes all of my persuasion and deception rolls a 10 higher. So
Wonderful.
it's at least a 27.
Good
Put your die
lord.
back down.
You know what? No. If I'm going down, I'm going down swinging.
Swing away.
Roll that beautiful dice footage.
What's a 7 get me?
You believe her.
I-
She
You tried, Sticker.
Okay.
I will also say that I rolled a 17, which would be a 17 plus 17, so I don't know that math. I think it's 34.
34.
I think it beats 7, I'll tell you that.
I am so convincing with that one word.
Yeah. John just okay.
I was like, alright.
Good enough for me, buddy.
More wood carved thumbs up.
Augustine does also say, you know, is there any options of taking a pact? This option potentially could not be your worst. Having a patron is not a bad thing. I have had my patron for quite some time. Worth considering.
Jean just kind of nod. Think about it for the moment. We still have other patrons to see, and has not made his decision as of yet.
Okay. Fate just looks at you and says, "Is anybody planning on making a pact?"
Not as of yet.
Okay.
Luckily, our host has said that no time would pass while we were in here, so.
Yep. And that is true. She opens the door, and you are no longer in water. Your legs aren't even wet, strangely enough. You walk back out into the Scarlet Hearth.
Devil or
You have the dragon door and the serpent door left that you have not gone
great
into.
old one?
I don't know. Unya, you might get somewhere with the old ones. What was your accelerating reach?
Not that old for my people.
Well, I think older than all of us. So
I was,
I'm pretty sure Augustine's the oldest.
he was over 20 years on top of whatever he was.
Augustine is 217 years old.
All right.
not
Okay. I
even-
see we're all not of mortal age here. Some of us live longer than 100 years. All right.
Hey, in my defense, taking that 20 years to add on, I'm now technically an adult to my people. So it's a win-win.
You can legally drink alcohol now.
I could do that before.
If you think he'll have good
Just-
chances with the old one, maybe.
Let's go.
All right. Fate just goes,
Only one
"Okay."
says-
And she opens the door. She's sort of hesitant about this one, but she's like, "Okay." And she opens the door and motions you all inside. And as she shuts the door, the room itself is pitch black. Then, as you try to focus, there's a tiny white light start creeping into existence all around you all. Dozens, then hundreds, then thousands, until it looks like you're all floating through space. If you look down at the ground, it's invisible, making it seem as though the starscape stretches infinitely in every direction. And then as you look around, a platform of floating rock comes into focus not far away. On that platform, as you approach, you see 4 enormous marble columns on the platform. A large being, at least 30 feet tall, stands at the center, chained to the columns. Its body is that of a muscular humanoid with dark red, leathery skin. 2 bat-like wings sprout from its back. Its head and face are shaped like a human's, yet it has no nose, no mouth, no ears. Just one large eye in the center of its forehead. It looks down at you all, and you all hear a bellowing voice inside of your heads. "Insects, what do you wish of Aknora?"
We want you to withdraw your aid of the hex blades for a time.
Pact or freedom?
I'm good with being free.
Him, not you.
Yeah, that does make more sense. Yeah.
What? Oh.
What kind of pact are we talking about?
Issa takes 5 psychic damage.
It does not respond to you. It's
You've
a
got to offer up something for us to negotiate this.
pact. Fate looks at you and just says, "It's like any other pact. You gain power.
Yes, and what's the exchange for this pact?
You get what you want."
What does he get? because I gave up 20 years already for one pact. Was it a pact?
Oh,
No,
No.
that was
Pact?
not a pact.
That was just a deal.
Okay.
That
was a
was a deal. No,
negotiation.
the
Probably should have thought that
patrons
through before I did it. But anyways.
the patrons benefit because they have more people they are connected to out there.
See how I look it?
When you have a patron, it's not a one and done thing.
I look so cute. in
That your patron may call upon you in the future to do things for them.
My assumption is it will grant you power as well as you do its bidding when it requires. And on top of that, it will, from the sounds of it, do what we've requested.
Okay, now this freedom part, is it a temporary freedom? Like you're free as long as you with your aid?
I think he wants us to break the chains. If that's
But see, that's permanent freedom for a temporary exchange. Doesn't seem like a balanced trade.
how do you imagine him
It-
getting out temporarily? What is
I
his
assume
temporary
by-
freedom?
Riva asking the hard-hitting questions.
I'm going to assume he'll
Also-
make a pact in that regards.
You just traded away 2 decades for an overnight favor.
2 decades to my people means I'm closer to being middle-aged.
That's
That's
a good
I
thing for
bet
you.
Rakdos. That
He's
is
just-
much worse.
As someone who is technically middle-aged, I am incredibly offended by this.
Thank you.
Because I want to be middle-aged. No one
Because you
takes.
don't want to be middle-aged.
It's different for every people.
Issa's just gonna look at Fate and go, what would freeing him cause?
A lot.
I think that's a question for it. I can't answer that for you.
Well, its answer.
You can try.
What happens if we free you?
Rain down retribution.
You see, the thing is, it's already powerful enough to have multiple proteges and gives them power. But with that amount of power, one would argue that the chains on it are that much more powerful, which means that people worked very hard to make sure that it could not leave.
That is true.
So, knowing that, do any of us think it is a wise idea to choose freedom?
I don't. I think maybe. Frankly, if I'm going to make a pact with anyone here, I think I'm going to go back to the Hexblade Warlock and
That's
Fate-
just
do
what
something over there.
Fate looks at you and says, she didn't offer a pact.
Oh yeah, she just wanted to fight. Oh.
Well,
See,
the
this is
pact
what happens
if
when you deal with middle management.
I don't think that's middle management.
The one who speaks for her patron and you have to fight her to get past, that's middle
no.
management.
That one, yeah. I was talking about that one.
Oh
He
no,
was
no, no,
also
no.
right.
Big boy here is his own man. Person, whatever.
I don't think we should free this one, and I'm not particularly inclined to make deal. So
I very
I'm
much
ready
know
to
what this
leave.
retribution is about. Who all suffers for this?
Who is the retribution towards?
As you say that, the only thing you get in response is burn, break, heal, bleed.
I'm gonna
Okay,
go
I'm
no.
going to be
Yeah.
the voice of reason as the person who has been in Youngcast the longest. We are not choosing freedom, and if one of you tries to choose freedoms, then I will turn back into a dragon and eat you.
I
Yeah,
already
this,
No,
this
I
guy's
completely agree
vibes
with
are
you.
rancid.
Don't.
I don't even want to make a pact with that, and I'm inebriated.
This guy just
So,
sold out
are
20
we-
years. He's not
Are
gonna
we
make a pact
wasting
with
our
you.
time here? Do we need to just go to
Can I
the
have a door,
fiend?
please?
Yeah, we should scoot.
Fate
Door
goes very
number
well.
goodbye. We choose door number goodbye.
Enjoy your indentured whatever, sir.
The everything disappears and you're back in the solid room.
I cannot believe that was an actual conversations that we had. We are not freeing an eldritch horror.
I
Well,
never
This
said
is
That guy
that.
was a
you-
lot.
Who actually discussed
That guy
permanently
was
freeing
a
it?
lot.
I simply discussed if there was a time frame.
He said there was
Oh,
time
the
frame
Oh,
for it.
forest
you
Doesn't make
really
kids.
think the
sense.
Eldritch Horror is gonna stroll right back to the chains and lock itself
He's
back?
gonna reshackle himself after the deal's over. I'm sure. Well, we have the fiend,
Well,
or we can go back and make a different pact with one of the other ones, and those
fuck
are
it,
really our
let's
choices.
go down the list. Let's see what the fiends have.
Why not?
I mean, everybody's made a fiend pact at some point. It's probably fine.
I don't think that's
Excuse
Not
me,
true.
was this
everyone.
everyone?
Yes,
Yeah,
there's
not
a quite a.
everyone.
I think you're the only one here that's done that.
Fate,
Okay.
if you wouldn't
Ace
mind.
is like,
Of
listen, I was a
course.
kid. I was like 14.
Fate walks over to the dragon door, opens it up, ushers you
I'm
all
already
in,
hesitant.
closes the door, and you all find yourselves in what appears to be a cozy lounge or study. Shelves laden with books line the walls, and nestled in between all of it, a fireplace crackles with inviting warmth. A figure reclines in a cushioned chair. She looks like a tiefling, but her skin is chalky white, and her eyes are empty pools of pitch black ink. She kind of leans forward in her chair and, in a deep and hollow voice, says, "You were probably expecting fire and brimstone and threats of endless torture. That can still be arranged if need be, but what good would it do any of us? You're here
I think
because you
that was
want
the
something.
last.
I want something too. I want power. I want influence. I want an infinite army of devoted sycophants slavering at my feet. What can you offer me?"
An infinite wine goblet. No takers? Okay.
I can offer respect
was-
because that is a good goal to have. That is respectable.
Can't offer. I can't really offer that I can have any influence right now. Everyone kind of forgot about me. But I'm powerful. Strong, I guess, is more maybe accurate.
You wish to make a pact?
Well, that's. Is there anything else you'd like for what we want?
What are you going to do? Move one of the bookshelves?
Hmm. Huh. How about this? My world is ruled by souls. Souls are a currency for us, whether that be in physical or coin form. How about this? You, the strong one, as it were, do me the favor of carrying this trinket with you. Those that you slay will be pulled into the crystal and sent to me directly.
Hmm. And how long would I have to hold on to this for? Or
Until you die.
And then
Hmm.
your soul goes through the trinket and goes directly to her.
Maybe, maybe not.
that's
Actually,
Hmm.
no. That kind of defeats the purpose.
Wait. So your goal is to devour soul, crystal, for us to kill, with us killing, or is it just
I
the
hold
one?
crystal. I kill people. This crystal gets the souls. The souls go to her. You think is the idea? And I hold that until I die. And I guess it. I mean,
Does the trinket compel the holder to kill?
No.
hmm. Does it have a downside? Does it have a curse? I should ask. I just or specifically besides the soul stealing.
No.
You
Can I
say you're
insight
looking
check
for
that?
You certainly can.
hell yeah. Again. Where did this go? 31.
There's no deception.
You say you're looking for power and influence. Would you also be looking for reputation?
Why do you think you have enough of a reputation for me to take?
There is a obstacle in my path that will, whether I like it or not, gain me quite a bit of one. I would take your trinket on this journey if that would suit.
So you offer to carry my trinket.
I do.
Very well. She reaches out and hands you it's a small ruby gem tied to a strap of leather, which, as she hands it to you, you just affix this to any weapon you wish to use it with.
All right.
I do expect payment soon, but you will have what you wish for.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything to offer? No? Very well. Fate, get them out of my presence. Fate, not even skipping a beat, everything's gone. I will send you the stats on the Fiend's trinket here in a bit. With that being said, you all walk back out into the thing, and you hear that the battle has gotten intense. It is right outside the door. You have one more chance to loosen tongues. You will get to pick one more door. And we'll
Okay,
figure out
What is
what
the-
door that is next week.
You son of a gun.
Thanks for joining, everyone. And don't forget, I'll be doing a live stream on the 24th. Hopefully, as long as I get some people. Go check out the link that I posted. I'm going to go ahead and find it again and repost it. Here we go. Copy. Just go to this site. Registration opens up tomorrow, February 11th. So if you want to grab one of those 4 spots that's available, it is completely free. You will be one of the first people to actually get to play in Adam and I's little world called the First Gate, running our little mini quest. But other than that, please join us again tomorrow afternoon, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time for City of Illumination, as we figure out what the hell we're going to do with our lives, because we had half a game last week because power outages and stuff. Other than that, have a good night, everybody, and support us by going to Ko-Fi, please. /Biscuit10RPG and all the stuff. Okay, bye.